Hello, Madam Suraya. Welcome to our video. My name is Emanuel Phirasit Santa Maria, and our topic selected for our intro to PropStat assignment, the game that we selected is Plato Ocho. So let's go.
Hi, Madam Suraya. My name is Pavithran Sivaraman, and I'll be doing the presentation on the introduction part, qualitative data, hypothesis testing procedures, and the summary.
So Plato Ocho is a mobile game. It's mobile based. This is the interface when you come in. So this is our game here. Oops, sorry. Here. And then this is the lobby. So quick play, normally I'll set it to between 2 to 3 players, and then I'll save it. So this is the special cards where you can choose the game. If you choose none, it will be a normal Ocho game. So I'm gonna choose none because we play normally none because we don't play with special cards, and save. And then you have a prepare game. So this is the start of the game. I'm going to go first. So the middle card is the red card, so I have to put something red, and so on. Or either I can match the number. The current number is 3. So I don't have a 9 or a red, so I can use a special card. The gameplay, I'm about to win the game because I have the last card. So you can see this is my score, 13. And this is my enemy score, negative 13, because it's based on how many cards they have and what's the value of the cards. This part of the video, me and Pavi will be explaining the timeline of our assignment from the part where we create the group up until the part where we submit our report. Here we go. After creation of the group, we were tasked to make a survey about how for the assignment. So in the survey, there's questions such as name, gender, age, do you play online games, what is your preferred method, physical or digital game, do you know our game Plato Ocho, what is your most preferred game, and on average, how long do you spend time playing in hours per day. And we have submitted our Google Forms to our classmates, our schoolmates, our friends, and also our family. We got 69 responses. Originally, there was 70 plus, but I had to delete some because they contain inappropriate data. So as you can see, these are our respondents. And then in summary, this is our data, which will be all be presented later in our report. And I'll get right to it. So after we got our respondents, enough respondents from our survey, we do our report here on Google Docs. It's online, so me and Pavi will meet up here and do our assignment, our report.
I will start off by explaining about the game we have chosen and why we have chosen it. The game's name is called Ocho, and it is used on the platform which is called Plato, which is an app which has a lot of games in it. The game basically represents Uno, but in the digitalized form. The goal of the game is to discard all your cards before any other opponent discards their card. Whoever discards their cards the first wins. Ocho can be played as little as 2 players and up to 6 players, and it also can be played in teams. At the start of the game, the deck is shuffled and 8 random cards are given to each player, and the remaining cards are left aside for players to choose if they need a card which matches the discarded pile. There are special cards such as wild card, skip card, reverse card, draw 2 card and draw 4, and shield card, X-ray card, dead red card, blue boo card will grant certain unique abilities and power to the player. The reason why we chose this game is because it's popular among all ages and it's easy to understand and play. It's also good for us to play the game as a time pass when they are bored. It's also a good game to improve your strategic way of thinking, as it is already a strategy game where you have to know which card to put, and it also can benefit the individual, the way they think and how they're going to think as critical thinking.
This part of the report is data collection. After playing games individually, me and Pavi has inputted our data in the table which we got from the template in Google Classroom. This is a brief talking about our data collection. So we have the date that we played on, the chances of winning, the time taken, the time start, score, and result. This is my table. That's 15 rows. This is Pavi's table. That's another 15 rows. In total, 30.
Now moving on to the qualitative data section, we have recorded 5 different qualitative data. The first one is gender. From the respondents, we have found out that there are 46 male respondents and 23 female respondents. This is the pie chart for the gender ratio response. This is the bar graph. As you can see, it is probably stated here there are 46 male and 26 female. And we have also calculated the relative frequency. The relative frequency is calculated by the total number of male divided by the total number of respondents times by 1. And over here we can know that the mode is male because it has a higher relative frequency of 0.66 compared to the female, which has a lower relative frequency of 0.34. Now for the next qualitative data is the win-loss ratio based on the sample data which is collected. Moving on to the third one, which is the response we got from the respondents about whether they like physical games better or digital games, and we have found out that they like digital games more than the physical games. Moving on to the next one, which is the ratio of people that play online games. There are 57 people who play online games and 12 people who don't. That's all for the qualitative data part.
I'll be talking about the quantitative data of the report. We have age, we have a bar chart here, we have a histogram that depicts the it's almost same as the bar chart. We have a box plot, we have a table, frequency table, and we have a relative frequency table also, and we have measure central tendency and measure of dispersion, and we also did for time spent in hours a day. So this is a bar graph. We also have a histogram, and it contains all the data. As usual, we have the distribution table, frequency distribution table, and relative frequency distribution table, MCT and MOD. And now for report part B.
Now for the hypothesis testing procedures, this is the questions that we have created. 0.034 hours is the average time taken for playing a Plato Ocho game. From a sample of 69 respondents, which is the respondents number that we have, the average time taken for playing a game is 3.355 hours. At 5% significance level, does the data provide sufficient evidence to conclude that the average time taken playing Plato Ocho game is less than the average time taken playing a game? Assume that the standard deviation is 229.87. This table represents the time taken, the respondents reply to the time they take to play a game. And over here we have found out that the average time, using mean, we have found out that the average time taken is 3.355 hours. And the standard deviation of it is 229.87. Now over here we can find out that the significance level is 5%, and by using the formula we get the value of negative 0.120, and at t 69 minus 1 5%, it equals to 1.6449. You can get this from the distribution table, this answer. And over here you can see that the graph that we have created from the test statistic, that the z equals negative 0.120 lies on the non-rejection region. So we do not reject H0. At 5% significance level, the data does not provide enough evidence to conclude that the average time taken playing Plato game is less than the average time taken a playing game.
For simple linear regression, as instructed, we took time spent and score, made a table with x, y, xy, and x squared. And this is the sum at the bottom. This is the scattered plot. This is the equations to get the y hat. And now to summary. Summary part, Pavi will be explaining this part. I'll be explaining the rest. So the first part of the summary, we explained that we've collected 69 respondents from Google Form. This part we'll be talking about the qualitative and quantitative analysis. And then this part, we'll be talking about the hypothesis, and did we achieve it? Yes, we did. And then for the simple linear regression, I've just stated what we have done. So this is our suggestion and recommendations. Based on our finding, we concluded that people around age 20 to 21 is the main mode in our response. People of young age are more intrigued by the survey conducted. Most probably it's because we are due to our age. Since we found the ratio of people that prefer digital games over physical games, we would recommend that games would be made digitalized. And lastly, in our qualitative data, we can conclude that most of the people answering our survey are students and would rather play digital games because it's convenient, easy, and do not have to meet physically, and it's less hassle. And due to COVID and the pandemic now, everything is digitalized. It's better digitalized.
For the summary, I'll be explaining my part, which was for report part B, which was highlighted over here. For the report part B, we used the quantitative data from our survey that we have taken, and we chose the data for the time taken for playing a game and compared it to our data for the time taken for playing Plato Ocho. We used the 6-step of hypothesis testing procedure to find out if our hypothesis was correct. Our hypothesis was if we could play Plato Ocho lesser than the average time taken to play a game. And we have concluded that we do not have enough data to conclude that.
So we have submitted our assignment before 5 p.m. here.
I would like to say thank you to Madam Suraya for teaching us Intro to Problem Stat and being our lecturer in advising us on how to do our report. And I have learned a lot from this assignment through knowledge and also critical thinking on how to do things better. Thank you.
Learn from this assignment is collecting data, and after collecting the data, I'm able to analyze and also do some research about the data that I've achieved, I have gained, to better my future results and stuff. And alongside that, was also able to refresh my memories and also did some revision on my subject, Intro to PropStat. So how does this help me? Well, later I know in the future if there is anything, I can make a survey based on the people so I can see what is their demands through analyzing their data. Thank you. Thank you, madam.